friends. My name is Greg Hodges. I have the great pleasure of serving as the president here at Patrick and Henry Community College. Welcome to the loveliest community college campus in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and welcome to the Spring 2022 RN Pinning Ceremony. When I was a child growing up here in Ridgeway, Virginia, I was a self-proclaimed comic book nerd. Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman were my childhood heroes and heroines. And as I became an adult, I realized that heroes and heroines don't wear capes, they wear uniforms. And I realized that they don't hang out at the Hall of Justice, they hang out at the police department and the hospital. And the last 2 years have taught us that at the very top of that hero and heroine totem pole are our local nurses. Would you join me in congratulating this brand new group of hometown heroes, our Spring 22 graduates? I would be remiss if I did not also extend a thank you to all of you who are sitting in the audience. I know they will agree with me that they could not be where they are without the support network that you've provided. For every meal that you've cooked, every time you helped with child care or transportation, or perhaps helped them with flashcards or do a little bit of studying for the next test, or even talk them off the ledge a time or two. Graduates, would you join me in helping thank your support network sitting out in that audience tonight? Gives me great pleasure to introduce to you one of our local hometown heroines, who has in fact gone above and beyond over the last 2 years as we've endured COVID together. Please join me in welcoming Amy Webster, our Director of Nursing. Amy?
Thank you, Dr. Hodges. Good evening. It is so exciting and delightful to have our auditorium full to celebrate Pinning live in the face of COVID that we've been dealing with for too long. I'm just honored to be able to stand here today and welcome you to Patrick and Henry Community College and to congratulate our graduates. They have come a long way in their pursuit of nursing. And so tonight we're honoring them through a time-honored tradition, which is the pinning ceremony. The pinning ceremony ultimately marks the point in time in which you've completed your educational journey. And of course, they have completed their educational journey here at Patrick and Henry Community College. However, their journey isn't completely over, is it, girls? No. They have a lot of work ahead of them. They have a lot of patients and clients that are waiting desperately for them to step in and begin caring for them. So they have a lot of work yet still ahead, a whole career full of work ahead. And they have one other milestone. We have a big plan around that milestone that they're going to get to. But tonight, we're going to pause and not hound them over NCLEX. But I'm holding their green light t-shirts in my office, and they know what they have to do to get those. But tonight we're going to pause and celebrate because this is a huge, huge accomplishment. And I am honored to lead the nursing program here at Patrick and Henry Community College, and I'm honored to send that attestation through for each of them to say, yes, you're ready. So, I would just also like to extend a warm thank you to my faculty. If they would please stand. They're here in the audience. My simulation faculty, please stand. Because it takes a village. You're a village, and we're a village. And together our villages did this. And I am proud. I generally try to share a little word of wisdom. It's my wisdom, may not be the opinions of all, but I want you to leave our institution proud of where you graduated from and proud of the profession that you have chosen. There is a calling that I personally believe empowers us to go through the torture of nursing school, and it is torture. I've lived through it 3 times, so I understand the difficulties. I didn't share the same difficulties as other students. I wasn't married, I didn't have children, and my work was in and out. But the obstacles that folks have to go through to get to this point, it's overwhelming, but it's also inspirational. And so I want you to take that with you into your practice. I want you to be inspired to care for people at their very worst. And sometimes you'll get the grand opportunity to care for them at their very best and everything in between. My ER days, I did a lot of triage, and I like to think of my students as my triage patients. But you're not patients any longer. You're graduates, and you've earned where you are, and I'm extremely, extremely proud. Thank you.
My name is Amber, and this is Tiffany, and we are the presidents of this class. So we just want to talk real quick. Horst Essentials of Pathophysiology defines dehydration as the condition that results from excessive loss of water from the body tissues. When the body becomes dehydrated, the muscles become very weak, the electrolytes in your blood and cells become very unbalanced, and if it goes on for too long, you can have organ damage or even death. The number one thing we have been taught to treat dehydration is to push fluids. Fluid will refill the vascular space as well as the inside of the cells and begin replenishing the body and return it back to its original state. I believe that the healthcare system today is very analogous to a dehydrated body. The past 2 years have completely drained healthcare workers, and the system is on a brink of crisis. I like to think that the new generation of nurses sitting in front of you who are about to enter the workforce are like fluids replenishing a dehydrated body. New ideas, new people who are passionate about their work, and new people who have been raised, so to speak, in this new form of healthcare. We can walk into these struggling hospitals and learn to be more hands helping to heal. These students sitting in front of you are well aware of the emaciated system they are about to enter into, and yet we all still sit up here so excited to begin our careers. We've seen firsthand how much hospitals have struggled these past 2 years because we've been there with them, and we still cannot wait to get out there and make a difference. I believe that is something pretty incredible. This class is no stranger to complicated circumstances. We were the first class to begin our first semester after the COVID-19 restrictions began. I realize that we speak a lot about COVID, but it has been the reality of our lives the past 2 years. Whether we were just feeling the effects in clinical, or for those of us who actually worked on the COVID units and cared for those patients, we know exactly what it has done to the world. However, it is not something we only faced in the hospitals. We sat in lecture halls 6 feet away from each other and yelled across the tables to do group activities. We wore masks and face shields to lab that always had a way of getting caught up in the PPE we were trying to put on. We were 6 feet apart for so long, and yet this class is so much closer than I could have ever hoped for. I've been lucky enough to be a part of this class and make some of the best friends. Because while we were in those masks and face shields, we still laughed and had fun while we were learning. We picked each other up when we failed, and we celebrated each other's victories. We saw babies enter the world together and supported each other as our patients left this world. Bonds that form in times like that are something so special. This class is no stranger to struggle. The walk of life we were called into was not one that was meant to be easy. We were never promised by God that our lives would not have difficulties, and we have known many of those the past 2 years. But He did promise that He would never call us to walk this path alone. I'm so thankful that God not only called me to this path to become a nurse, but that He did so at this exact time so I could get to know these people. They are truly a group of people that anyone on earth would be lucky to have met. I've learned that nursing school is difficult no matter how you do it, but I've also learned that something special happens when you go to nursing school at a community college. In a lot of universities, most of the students' main focus and responsibilities are their studies, and they can fully devote most of their time to that. When you take nursing school through a community college, all of the students are doing nursing school while also doing life. They're fitting study time around making their kids' lunches for the next day and making sure that they did their homework. They found childcare for days when we were in clinical and moved their work schedules to working every single weekend so they could make ends meet. They've gone through loss and health struggles of family members and so much more, and they still show up ready to learn. That is what is so special about a community college. It allows people to chase their dreams even though life is still running at full speed. The people sitting here have overcome more than we could have ever imagined, and now we've made it.
Today, sitting in this room are 9 people who worked jobs the entire 4 semesters of nursing school. Many of those jobs were healthcare related in the middle of the pandemic.
There are 12 kids in the audience today watching their parents receive their PIN. These students made it to clinical, class, and study sessions. They stayed up late reading the textbook, doing assignments, and practicing skills. They did all the work every nursing student does and still made it to the soccer games, made sure their kids had 3 meals a day, made sure the homework was done every night, and delayed their studying to stay home with the kids when they were sick.
There are 9 partners in the audience who have watched these past 4 semesters as the person they love worked harder than they have ever before to achieve their dreams.
There are 30 parents in the audience who are watching their child achieve their aspirations.
There are 5 LPNs on the stage who have worked hard to further their education. So graduates, let's leave with this. Being a nurse means you will never be bored. You will always be frustrated and surrounded by challenges. You will have so much to do in so little time. You will carry immense responsibility and very little authority. You will step into people's lives and you will make a difference. Some will bless you and some will curse you. You will see people at their worst and at their best. You will never cease to be amazed at people's capacity for love, courage, and endurance. You will see life begin and you will see life end. You will experience resounding triumphs and devastating failures. You will cry, but you will also laugh. You will know what it is to be human and to be humane. You will take the most rewarding job in the world. You will be a nurse. Take this opportunity to applaud yourself. We have worked through fatigue and exhaustion and made it to this moment in our lives. Everything you have ever wanted is now within your reach. I want to reiterate what Amber said, and I want to say how blessed I truly feel to have been able to be a part of this class. I firmly believe that God placed all of us together for a specific reason. I'm so proud of you, proud of us, and proud of the nurses we will be. Thank you to our instructors who encouraged us the entire way. Your words meant more than we could ever possibly explain. We are so grateful. Thank you to our families sitting here today. You gave us support and love through our good and bad days. Most importantly, we have to shout thank you to God. None of this would have been possible without Him. Our victories and our failures all go to Him. Ephesians 6:10 simply states, finally, be strong in the Lord and His mighty power. Thank you. Now we ask that our Vice President, Jessica Trussell, come up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jessica Trussell, Class Vice President, and I would like to introduce our guest speaker for this evening. She is the director of the Sova Simulation Center here in Martinsville and has helped shape us into the future nurses you see on this stage. She has made us think critically, dig deep for answers, and question us so we would not question ourselves. Please welcome our guest speaker, Ms. Kanetta Gill.
These guys are a tough act to follow. It is indeed a privilege and an honor to stand here and to recognize the hard work and just the perseverance that you guys have shown throughout this program. I know it wasn't easy. I know that there were struggles. I know that your family members deserve probably more than a hand clap. They deserve an honorary degree. I remember sitting here And I remember what my family went through. So to you guys, kudos for your hard work, but especially to you guys, kudos for hanging in there. And you even showed up after they went through this program. So really, really impressive. So I really want to tell them how special they are and what a privilege it was to spend this semester or these 2 years really with you guys. I've cried with a few of you. I've prayed with a few of you, and Lord knows I've prayed on behalf of all of you. And I am just super excited to be here, and this is truly the highlight of my day, just being here with you guys. So thank you for inviting me to share this time with you. So I want to say that we always teach you about the fluid. Kudos, that's a great presentation. And you kind of stepped into my lane. But I want to talk about homeostasis. And homeostasis is a state of balance. It's when everything lines up and the body is just at its best and where it lives. And I want to tell you why. Because in nursing, I would like to tell you that it's not going to be difficult. I would like to say you're not going to experience some challenges. I would like to say that you're not going to work with some people that you're not really fond of, that people aren't going to have the best ethical decision-making abilities, or they're just going to choose things that you don't support. I would like to tell you that that's not going to happen, but unfortunately it is. And so today I challenge you to be that state of homeostasis, to be the balance in a difficult environment, regardless of where you go to work. You know, everybody is going to be short-staffed at times. Everybody's going to put you in a situation where you feel overworked, where you feel like your license may be on the line, and you may feel like just throwing in the towel. But I encourage you today to think about what a state of homeostasis, a state of balance looks like. And when you find your workplace environment, I want you to purpose every day that you go to work to be that state of homeostasis, to bring that state of balance to your work environment. Because you guys have seen what it's like to work in these challenging times, and it's going to be a little more difficult because you are now the responsible RN, and you know it's going to fall on you. And today I encourage you to stand tall, to be brave, to encourage the students that you encounter. You guys have shared some stories about how you felt as a student. I encourage you to be that homeostasis for students, because you guys know that students need your support, and I know that you guys are capable of providing that support. So I have one sentence I want you to finish. In nursing school, we teach you about documenting. We teach you that if it's not documented,
It didn't happen.
guess what? Your graduation has been documented. It did happen. You are officially graduated. Congratulations.
So now we would like to present the nursing pins. Liliana Ariza. Tasha Harrison. Ayana Mitchell. Amber Mize. Stacy Murphy. Casey Osborne.
Good evening. The Jessie Fry Rhodes Nursing Scholarship was established in 2011 with the generous donation from Robert and the late Nancy Hubble of Collinsville. One award is made to a graduating RN student to be used towards the cost of NCLEX testing. Criteria for the award is a 3.0 GPA or higher, demonstrated financial need, residency in the Patrick and Henry Community College service area, and submission of an essay detailing the applicant's desire to be a nurse and contributions that they plan to make to the profession of nursing. The 2022 spring semester recipient of the Jessie Fry Rhodes Nursing Scholarship is Liliana Ariza. Now we're going to do the lighting of the lamps. Okay. So when we talk about nursing, Florence Nightingale is typically one of the first names that comes to mind. She was a great and inspirational woman. She played a wide range of roles in nursing, including practitioner, educator, and researcher. As a tribute to her incredible contributions, elements of the pinning ceremony are a tribute to her. One of those is the lighting of the lamps. Prior to Florence Nightingale's contribution to nursing, nursing was not considered to be a skilled profession. It was considered to be a menial career, or not a career, I guess a menial job. But she turned that around and turned it into a skilled profession with educated individuals. Her parents didn't want her to be a nurse. She was supposed to marry. She was from a more financially well-to-do family. They wanted her to marry, not to become a nurse, but she was persistent. She said that nursing was a calling. So she eventually was able to talk her father into allowing her to study, and she went to Germany, then to Paris to study, and began her practice working in London. She began working and helping them improve hygiene practices in the hospitals. And in the 1800s, during the Crimean War, that's where she earned her nickname as the Lady of the Lamp. She went with 38 nurses that she had trained, and they turned the mortality rate, or the morbidity rate, from 42% to 2% in their time working at a hospital. And they did this through instituting hygiene practices, things that we take as common to the nursing practice today. During this time, she was often noted to be rounding on her patients at night with her lamp in hand. And this is when she became known as the Lady with the Lamp. After she left the area after the Crimean War and returned to London, she was given a pin by Queen Victoria, and that's where the pinning ceremony first began to originate. She opened her school of nursing, and she provided pins to the nursing students there. The pinning ceremony is a unique and special ceremony for the nursing community. The ceremony is distinctive for the nursing community, and it's unlike any other graduation ceremony. It's the first time that a nursing graduate enters the nursing community with its rich and proud history. Not only does it mark the completion of student coursework, but this ceremony honors nursing graduates who will work in a career where they have to be selfless for the good of many others. The final tribute that we pay to Florence Nightingale is the Nursing Pledge. Ms. Plaster?
All right, we invite anybody that's in the crowd that's a nurse, if you'd like to stand with us and say the International Pledge for Nurses. There's also a copy in your program if you need it. In full knowledge of the obligations I am undertaking, I promise to care for the sick with all the skills and understanding I possess, without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status, sparing no effort to conserve life, to alleviate suffering, and to promote health. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of the patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me, and refraining from any action that might endanger life or health. I will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skill at the highest level, and to give loyal support and cooperation to all members of the health team. I will do my utmost to honor the International Code of Nursing Ethics and to uphold the integrity of the professional nurses.
It is my pleasure, and I would ask you to join me in congratulating the Associate Degree Nursing graduates of Spring 2022. And just to let you know, once they walk out, there are refreshments on the hallway, so please stay and join us.